Hey, Nancy here. Welcome to my craft room again. I wanted to talk to you guys today for Technique Tuesday about AlteNew stamps, the layering stamps. These stamps, I have to admit, to a degree they don't show well in the package, or maybe they look super complicated, but they're really not. They actually can make stamping some cards really easy and incredibly beautiful really quickly. So let's turn around to my desk and I'll show you how I put these together. Okay, so the AlteNew stamps can look kind of intimidating, but they're really not. So this is the Grateful Heart stamp set. When I open it up, it comes with this card with some different ideas in it and combinations that you can try. There's also a layering guide on the back to refer to. So I'm just going to put that here for the moment. And I've already got my stamp ready to go and my card. I'm just going to, sometimes I like to stamp twice, so I'm just going to put a little purple tape down there so nothing moves. You know, wind gusts in my scrapbook room. That's what I blame anyway. It's pretty good. I do like it nice and black, so I'm going to give it a second. Nice. All right, so normally, and I'm going to do it after, I'd give this a good cleaning and put it away. So right here, right on the stamp, you'll see it says A0. So that's your outline. A1 would be your first color. So to make it easy, AlteNew has come out with these four stamp sets, so that when you're layering, if you want to stay within the same color family but go a little darker tonally, then this is the way to go. So I have my purples here ready to go, and I'm going to start with the lightest one. As you can see, that's what they sort of recommend on the layering guide, to go lighter than darker. So I'm going to start with the lightest one, and it says A1. So I've got A1. And then the other thing you'll notice on the layering guide is it shows, so A1 shows these blue marks. So those are kind of like your anchors. So you want to make sure, for sure, that if you have that lined up and that lined up, you're good to go. So that's the beautiful thing about, again, a stamping platform, is I can rehearse this a little bit. So you're going to see my head get in the way because you want to get over it. And the more you use these, well, obviously you're getting practice, but you also stain the stamp, so you get a little bit of a better idea of where the edges are. So there it is. Just gonna smidge more of this down on the bottom. Don't want it to mess up later on. So I've got my Wisteria, the lightest one. Ink it up. Okay. There's no reason why. Sorry, what I'm trying to say is there's nothing saying you have to do it twice. Sometimes it's a matter of taste. Maybe you like it a little darker, maybe you like it a little lighter. So I'm going to stick with the double for this flower. So at first you can see, if you look at the paper, it looks a little bit mottled, but as it sits, the ink is going to get into the paper and spread, And when you come back to it, it's actually going to be a beautiful, crisp image. So there's nothing to be frustrated with in that. So now I'm going to take this and go back to my stamp sheet and find A3. So again, like I said, they've labeled this up super awesome. And there's, okay, sorry, that was A1, we were on A1, so this is A2. So that's the one thing that how I caught myself, is I was like, well, that's more filled in here than that one. So I knew that something was off in what I was seeing. So you're trying to build the flower. So you want the one with more before you want the one with less. So A2. So going back to my card, I'm going to try to anchor. It wants me to worry about the blue marks and the yellow marks, which are here and here on my guide. Okay. I have to admit, I don't always look at the guide. Lots of times it can be pretty obvious. Some of them you might want to look at the guide. It just sort of depends on how confident you are with them. And again, like I said, there's practice, but then number one is the more you use a particular stamp from AlteNew, it gets stained and the edges become way more obvious. Okay. So there. So the next one in line after Wisteria, yeah, hydrangea. Awesome. So at this point I have been off just a smidgen. I'm going to be honest with you, I've just gone with it at times. Sometimes I'm more picky, other times I think it looks good enough. So that is definitely up to the crafter in charge, which is you. All right, so that was A2, so now we need A3. So this one wants me to worry just about the yellow. Periodically, and this is a little less fun, I have picked it up and accidentally turned the flower around, and it's been a really intricate one, and I've had to figure out which way it goes kind of after, but it's still, they come together so beautifully. And if you think about this versus, say, oh, I don't know, painting it yourself, this is pretty darn easy. All right, so we're going to move on to the AlteNew Ultraviolet. Awesome. Okay. So on the card, we're now moving into the B stage, which is the flower center. I'm going to do mine in the grays, but there's only 3. So I'm going to start with Silverstone, then Industrial Diamond, and then Pure Graphite. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so B stage, again, back to this. I need the B1. So now what I would be looking for is lining up the little edges around the open spaces, the dots. And this is where, with these little guys, sometimes they stick to your fingers. So it can be kind of handy to just kind of scooch it around with something other than your finger. I'll show you another trick on my next layer. All right, so I've got it lined up. Pick it up. And I did exactly what I'm talking about. I kind of missed. No, actually, I think it's good. I think it's good. I'm not supposed to get them all. I'm supposed to get some. All right, so another trick I have heard about using and tried with this is sometimes I get, I don't know about you guys, but I'm having too much caffeine. My hands are a little shaky. So I get something clear like a bag or the other side of the backing for the stamp set. That works too. Then I put this on it as if it was going to stamp. But then I can sit here and move this around. So I can, see, I can move it around however I like. So I know it's going to go there. Then I hold that, oh, see, sticky, sweaty fingers. Another tip for these guys, then you just take this off and you're ready to go. Nice. And then finally it wants one more layer, so I will So what I was going to say earlier is when you have your stuff out for these, I would make more than one. And there it is. So anyway, as I was saying, I would make more than one, and then the time and effort you've put into setting yourself up, getting all the different inks out, means that you get more cards out of it. So I hope you appreciated this tips and tricks techniques Tuesday. Glad to have you in my studio, and I really hope I inspired you to find yourself some AlteNew because I absolutely love it. And one more quick thing, if I forgot to mention, lots of them include the leaves as well, so we could have gone on and done the leaves. You see we have there's the outline stamp. Great stamp for just stamping, embossing, and coloring. Absolutely beautiful. Lots of them have little add-ons that are super cute. So, and always have an awesome sentiment. So this one, start your day with a grateful heart. So great message for these times, I'm sure. Anyways, take care. Bye for now.